Okay, hi, my name is Jessie. Welcome back to my music video review titled American Oxygen. So today episode, the title is, wait, what's the title again? The title is Liber, or Lady Liber as Lucifer. Okay, so in this video, what I will be portraying, or at least the subject, okay, the main theme of this video is to portray, or at least to give an image of Lucifer, not only in the face, okay, because we've seen the previous episode, the importance of the face, the identity, and what's behind the face is way more important, because when we talk about skin color, some people would say, okay, this is a black man, a black woman, or this is a white man, white woman. But in reality, what you have to see is through the person. What is the spirit behind? Okay, and that's what we refer to as black men. When we say black men, it has nothing to do with skin color, but instead it has to do with the spirit behind. And of course, I've introduced the yin yang logo, which means playing both. So, like, for example, in the Ku Klux Klan, let's say you have the white hood and then the black hood with the black hoodie. Okay, so two groups, but you'll find that in the Ku Klux Klan, behind the mask, you'll see black men or black people, black person, and behind the black hoodie, you'll find a white person. Okay, so that's the idea. Someone playing both sides, just like in the chess game. Okay, so black and white, very important, and it has to do with the yin yang, has to do with confusion, black magic, white magic. So you think you're dealing with someone good when in reality it's both the same. It's still magic, still Satan, but with different faces. So it's really this whole concept. So not only Satan presents himself as a person, okay, he's introduced through the architecture, he's in fashion too, okay. The image of the beast, you see it in fashion, you see it in the mindset of the people, and of course Satan is a copycat. So all this that I'm describing, God already did. For instance, man is in the image of God, so we are the tower of God, okay, those who has the Holy Spirit. Then the architecture and the city, think of Jerusalem as the bride of Jesus, okay, the Holy Land, and think of the city structure, how we structured the city. So I believe the temple was in the middle of the city, if I'm not mistaken. And so Satan literally did the same. So instead of having the temple of Jerusalem in the middle, he has Lucifer in the middle. Instead of having Jerusalem as his bride, he has Babylon as his bride. And even in terms of mindset, it has to do with the law of God, okay, applying the commands of God, because the commands that God gave was to set us free. Just like back in the Garden of Eden, when he told Eve and Adam not to eat of the, he told Adam and Eve not to eat of the fruit of the tree that was located in the middle. So just like God commanded Adam and Eve not to eat of the fruit, because if they ate, they would die. Okay, so anything that God that says no, when God says no to something, it's because the consequence leads to death, because God is the author of life and Satan is the author of destruction, confusion, and stealing. Okay, he's a thief. So it's really this whole idea. And also in the previous episode, we've seen the cowboy outfit. In this episode, I will continue with this fashion, but it will flip more towards the liberty status. Okay, so Satan has rebranding himself throughout the century in order to please to different culture, to different century, and to different type of mindset of people. But in reality, most of people who are caught up in religion are all serving Lucifer, Satan, and that's what God called the synagogue of Satan. Okay, so enjoy this episode. Bye. Oh, and also if you visit my website Jessie Boutique, I do have music that you can purchase, MP3 music. I also have art, prints, whatever. So if you like fine arts and imagery, then go check the website. Okay, so enjoy this video. American Oxygen.
911, what's your emergency?
America.
Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight.
Okay, so welcome back to this web series titled American Oxygen. And today is the 10th episode. And the title is Liber or Lucifer. It's the same. Okay, so in Ephesians 6:12, that says, we do not fight against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's why we have to armor ourselves with the armor of God, which is his protection, prayer, the Holy Spirit. Okay? But for today's video, the verse that I will be using is, or at least a verse that I would like to introduce, is 1 Timothy 4:1-2. So it says, now the Spirit speak expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Okay, so this is one of the scene of the music video. So notice here the palm hand, they are waving. And sometimes you wonder, why do we see the presidents waving? Why do we see the celebrities wave? So it's their way to give glory to their God, who's the universe, mathematic, as their religion, the sun god, however you want to see it. But of course, a false god. Okay, so once again, one of the scenes. So remember, you can be anything at all. America. If you haven't seen my previous episode titled Eclipse, I think this episode is key in order to understand that one, because I'm not going to go back and forth. So the reference in this scene, of course, we see the Statue of Liberty, also known as Liber or Lucifer, Satan, Santa, Santeria, etc. So this statue represents the Renaissance of what? The Antichrist. Or maybe the Renaissance, in this passage in Revelation, it says that he was healed with a wound in his head. A wound was healed. Then I do believe this might be the thing God is speaking about. Okay, so Liber refers to sexual immorality, not freedom. It's sold as freedom, but it is not. So city of Athens, it was personified as Babylon. Think of the Roman Empire. So it's also in reference to the movie titled Metropolis that was done in 1927 by Fritz Lang. A very good movie. Okay, it's a silent movie, but it's very good. And there's a lot of references. And I do believe the city that was referenced was New York. But many cities like New York exist, just like Montreal. So across the Atlantic, on the other side of the ocean, okay, that was part of the verse of the scene. So think of Atlantic. Where is Atlantic really located? And think of Revelation 13 with the beast coming from the sea. And the Statue of Liberty is placed on the sea. And also she has 7 crowns, which represents marijuana. And the light bowl, or at least the torch with the fire, is the light of Lucifer, giving worship to the sun god, in other words. And the book that she's holding, some will say this is the book of the law, but I'll suggest that this is the book of lawlessness, because we know that Satan tricks people. He cheats people. Okay, so this is once again another representation of the Statue of Liberty, also known as Lucifer, Lucy the Goat, Athena, Baal, Moloch, Virgin Mary, Mary Jane, Marijuana, Inanna, Shiva, Satan, Babylon, Papal, Pope, Prince of Tyre, High Priest. Okay, sometimes male, sometimes female, a androgen god. Sinter, Sinteria, Sin, also another name for this, for Lucifer, in other words. And this is the 4 horses, which I guess represents the 4 powers. Not quite sure. So the beast, in other words. So we have the white horse, the red horse, the black horse, and etc. I can't remember the 4th one. But remember, Beyonce, who's known as Beyond Others, Beyond like Babylon, she was depicted many times or pictured with a horse or horses. Okay, the white horse, the red horse, the black horse, and I don't know what's the 4th one. Can't remember. And as Santa, these are not horses, but these are changed into les reines du Père Noël. So I wanted to bring also this movie, titled Escape from New York, 1981. It was written and directed by John Carpenter. And that reminds me of Sabrina Carpenter for some reason. Okay, so once again, 1988. Come again, okay.
In 1988, the crime rate in the United States rises 400%. The once great city of New York becomes the one maximum security prison for the entire country. A 50-foot containment wall is erected along the New Jersey shoreline, across the Harlem River, and down along the Brooklyn shoreline. It completely surrounds Manhattan Island. All bridges and waterways are mined. The United States police force, like an army, is encamped around the island. There are no guards inside the prison, only prisoners and the worlds they have made. The rules are simple. Once you go in, you don't come out.
We're going down. We're going to crash.
Tell this to the workers when they ask where your leader went.
We, the soldiers of the National Liberation Front of America.
In the name of the workers and all the oppressed of this imperialist country, have struck a fatal blow to the racist police state.
911, what's your emergency?
Computer simulation, tracking Air Force One.
Pliskin, what are you doing?
Playing with myself. I'm going in.
He's down!
That's the escape button. 40 degrees.
Hey, you're Snake Plissken, ain't you?
What do you want?
Nothing. I thought you were dead. Hey, you don't want to walk around down there, Snake.
Who are you? I said, who are you?
Snake Plissken, Duke. The man sent him in here. Something's going down. We need him.
Snake Plissken. I've heard of you. I heard you were dead.
So remember, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky was born in 1988. The movie Tintoy came out in 1988. They Live in 1988. 1988 was the year Basquiat died, who was known to picture demons in his paintings. Okay, so let me read the plot of the movie. So in 1988, amidst war between the United States and an alliance of China and the Soviet Union. So the heads coming together. Manhattan has been converted into a maximum security prison to address a 400 increase in crime.
Confirmed at 20 hours, 17 minutes, 30 seconds.
The island, so remember, New York is an island just like Montreal, is walled off from the outside world and under heavy police surveillance. So when you think of police, yeah, you can think of the policeman, the cowboy, but think also of the camera.
Are you picking up the target blip?
The camera that sees, think of Columbia, the Columbia system, which we will see further. And it's like this idea of the panopticon and even these high buildings, okay? Even architecture is part of it's part of the agenda too. I don't want to use the word agenda, but that's the only word that came to mind. Okay, so of course, Liberty Statue of New York was constructed in 1986, so once again the 88, by Eugène Viollet-le-Duc de Gustave Eiffel. So France gave it to New York. Okay, so this is literally Athens. The right breast is uncovered. So when you see an artist with one breast uncovered, it's a homage they give to Athens, to Baal, to Lucifer. Okay, so then once again a version of Athena in Athens. So the Varvekeion Athena in Phidias in Archaeological Museum in Athens. And then we have the Roman Catholic version of Athena. And we know that it's literally a pagan god, the Roman god. And Roman refers to Saturn. They were known to worship Satan. Okay, so it's literally Satan in many faces, okay? That appeals to different cultures. The Roman Catholic, and we have the papal head, the Tesla logo. Then we also see here the Versace face, the sign that says below, that points below, the Masonic sign. And here in the middle, there's a serpent here. And then the phoenix, I believe. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The crown with 5 points, which points to the star. But when we think of astronomy, we think of the stars in the sky. But truly the reality is Satan was cast out from heaven. So instead, when you think of the star that are printed in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And these stars, these spirits comes from the deep, meaning the Atlantic Ocean, okay, from the ocean, the Black Sea. So think of when they say as above, so below, it's not about like heaven and earth, because we know that only God resides in heaven with his angels. And when it comes to the fallen angels, they were cast out into the waters, into the sea. So when they say as above, so below, they mean as on earth as it is in the deep ocean.
You ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Okay, so think of Bikini Bottom, think of SpongeBob, the meaning behind it, the 5 stars. Because we all know that when we look at a star in heaven, okay, in the sky, we don't see the 5 points. Okay, the only 5-point stars are in the sea. Okay, so let's continue. Then of course, the same logo, Tesla, which represents Lucifer once again. And the 3 lines, think of 666, the monster drink. Okay, but it's reversed. Then Liber, this is Elon Musk. He's the face behind Tesla. And actually Tesla is a battery company. It's not really a car company in itself. So they're more specialized in robotics, okay? So he has the Liber flag. Red and blue separated represents division, and red and blue together gives purple, which represents union. Okay, that's how you should read the flag. So, of course, because Paris was the one who gifted Athena to New York. So think of Athena, who's the antenna, l'antenne of Babylon, the head, the high priest. So it has to do with communication. It's like how can I say that? It's like an emblem, okay? Which indicates to the people who the city is serving. Lucifer, the solar system, the Eiffel Tower. So on top, the top is called Athena. And they were known during the Universal Expo in the 19th century, I believe. They had a lot of sculpture, black women with the breasts uncovered and all of this wicked art. So this is another representation of Athena. It was used as a decorative during the Renaissance era in Europe. So it was first seen in the French art with a breast of a young woman, often wearing eardrops and pearls as ornament. We know that pearls represents beauty. She was considered grotesque, a grotesque decoration. Then what's interesting is that, see the Eiffel Tower? So this is a hidden image here, Leave the World Behind. I haven't seen the movie yet, okay? I just heard like few blah, blah, blah. But it was, people were saying in the back, well, people, okay, online, they were saying that Obama was sort of part of the production of the movie. Okay. So see, on voit un orignal here. So leave the world behind. So there's a route. We see Tesla cars everywhere they have no electricity. So can you imagine your car depending on electricity? So if the city shuts down, it's dead, you know? At least the gas, if you have it, you can at least like feed your car. But anyway, so let's read the plot. So a family's getaway to a luxurious rental home takes a ominous turn when a cyber attack knocks out their devices and two strangers appear at the door. So this is a little bit of the plot. So leave the world behind. So see the Eiffel Tower, the shape, this is called subliminals. And this is exactly what I teach. I teach people how to see or read through the images. Okay, so of course, red and black. No. Blue and red. And blue and red means division. And we know of the story of the division of the Hispaniola Island, which means Haiti, now known as Haiti, and République Dominicaine on the other side. At some point, the Haitian flag was purple, white, and black. But I do have a whole episode on Babylon in Hidden Sight, which you can purchase to watch, or you can watch via my website link, jcemilboutique.com. Okay, so this is the Haitian flag around 1803 during the indépendance, so la liberté ou la mort. So it's either you're free or you're not, you know. So Christophe Columbus, what's interesting is that during that time, they were depicting a lot of faces or influential faces via paintings. And something I found interesting was this idea of yin and yang, the black man playing the white man or the white man playing the black man and playing with the skin color, when in reality, it's all a masquerade, okay? Instead, the question to ask ourselves is, who is the spirit behind this person? Instead of looking at the skin color, okay? So that's the first deception that was established. But yet we still know that in the Bible, Jesus was described as a couleur d'airain and les cheveux de mouton blanc. Okay, so this is Christophe Columbus playing the role of Christ, okay, who so-called discovered the new world, okay, which we know that God says there is nothing new under the sun. Okay, so Christophe Columbus, if you take the word reverse, you get colon, Moloch, okay? It's like a play on word. But King Henri Christophe, once again, was also a person or a character of Haiti, the Kingdom of Haiti in 1811. So is it like the same person, but just using the yin-yang perception? So same goes with Athena. This is the Portrait de la Négresse Paris 1800 by Marie-Guillaume Benoit on the left. So she has the breast uncovered, just like a representation of the grotesque Renaissance decoration, or just like here in Athena. Then on the right, this is Marie-Louise in Haiti, les palais sans souci, well, les décombres du palais. So this is a statue of Marie-Louise, who was the wife of King Henri Christophe. So this is her statue, and see the mask for masquerade. Okay, the same statue, the nose is missing. Just like the Sphinx in Las Vegas and the Pyramid of Pisa in so-called Egypt. So Marie-Louise David was born a free slave in Saint-Domingue. And now, what is a slave? Okay, the Bible is clear. The slave, what is a slave? How to know if you're a slave? If you owe money to someone, you become his slave. Okay, when you borrow money from someone, you become the slave of the person to whom you borrow. So if you owe the bank, well, you're a slave to the bank. If you owe your government, well, you're a slave to your government. If you get what I'm saying? And nowadays, the system, especially here in Quebec, it's based on debt. Okay, so you buy everything credit. And even though let's say you don't have necessarily a credit card or anything, even to buy a house, most people, the first thing they encourage you to do is to take an hypothèque. So yeah, you have the house, but you don't really own the house until you really buy it. So you get in the system still. Okay, so that's why God says work as or have something that you don't need anyone to depend on, because when you depend on the government, well, you do what the government tells you to do. When you depend on God, you do what God tells you to do. So really depends who you serve. Okay, do you trust your government more than you trust the law of God? Henri Christophe. So Henri Christophe was king of Haiti during 1811. He was a slave. He was purchased by her father, Marie-Louise, and they got married in 1793. Henri and Marie had 4 children: François Ferdinand, Françoise, Amétis, Athénaïs, like Athena, and Jacques Victor Henri. So the statue is located in Milo, Haiti. Milo, like the city of David in the Bible. There was this article when the tragedy happened in Haiti. So what makes the earthquake especially cruel and incomprehensible, as US President Barack Obama put it, was that it struck at a rare moment of optimism after decades of natural and political catastrophes. The UN peacekeeping, so-called peacekeeping, because I did a video on that, UN war force, to calm and rebuild the nation. So the nation. And just think of Dessalines in the Act of Liberty. It was written L'Armée Indigène. It's literally an Israelites, okay? India, First Nation, all these words. So of course, once again, back to the Lady Liberty, a gift from France to New York. The statue was finished in 1884 in France, then crossed the Atlantic in 1936. So 36, Atlantic. And when they say that it crossed the Atlantic, think of it like a spiritual meaning too, okay? Not just like the statue traveling, okay, the sea, but also in the spiritual, like, because these are molded images, okay, by the hand of man. And these statues can also be inhabited, just like demons inhabit bodies or things, okay? They need a house, so they inhabit things. So Beyonce, Drunk in Love, music video album. From the music video, for Beyonce album in 2013. It came out for Saturnalia for Christmas, which they celebrate as Saturnalia. I think it was like the 31st. I can't remember exactly the date of... And this is once again Beyonce on the police car. So paparazzi catch my fly and my cocky fresh. So the subliminal behind. So think of catch my cock. Okay, that's literally what she says here. And the position. And also she has the police colors, the blue, the red, which means division. The middle white symbolizes unity in some sense. Or purple symbolizes union. And then the flood in the back represents the days of Noah. So this was from her Formation music video released by Columbia Records in 2016. Okay, ladies, now let's get information. So the ladies think that they're following a woman, but in reality, it's a man disguised as a woman. So that's why today the women are the man and the man becomes the woman, okay? Because men think they're following men, but in reality, these are women. So the flag is interesting too. So think of the Apollo 8 mission. So when they went to the so-called moon. And something to remember is that, remember, Satan was cast out from heaven. So it's impossible for Satan to go to the moon or for any man to even go to the moon. But think about it. This image, is it under the sea or is it above in the firmament, okay, or in heaven? Just ask yourself this question. So an astronaut, what is an astronaut? So think of television. So it's the definition of someone who's led astray, someone who has been deceived. So astronaut, astray, and think of what NASA means. NASA means nasha, so to seduce. And this also mission was projected on television. Think of the filters, think of the lights, the projection, okay? So do you really think this is a studio light or do you think this is in heaven? Like, okay, so what is the United States? That is the question we should ask yourself. So also, what are these stars representing? Because remember, the stars, the 5 stars, think of Patrick Star, who lives under the sea in the deep, okay? So also, we have to talk about Columbia. So all of this is Columbia, okay? All of this is Lady Liberty, Lucifer, Columbia depicted in many ways. Santeria, okay? This is all Columbia. Okay, so she plays both sides. She's male, but she's also female, okay? She's deceptive. So she also, this image was used to welcome people or encourage people to go to war, but instead they were tricking people into sacrificing themselves for the flag, okay? Because literally America is an illusion. And they say they serve God, but Satan is really crafty and deceitful. So this is her once again, or maybe Christophe Colomb. Okay, the same eyes, the blue eyes, the blonde hair, or the white hair and the blue eyes. I want you for U.S. Army. Columbia personification of Christophe Columbus, reaching to the viewer. Okay, encouraging people to be patriotic, to go to war for a fake dream. Then here you have the GM Flags 1917 poster, which was based on a British Lord Kitchener poster. And this was used to recruit soldiers for World War I and World War II into the US Army. And of course, the flag was modified of his own face for Uncle Sam. The veteran Walter Botts provided the pose. Once again, the color comes here. The United so-called Kingdom. So which kingdom? The question you should ask yourself. So think in the last days, in Babylon, many heads will come together. I think it was like 7 hordes and 10 heads, something like this. Okay, so in the United Kingdom flag, you see the red cross. Okay, I spoke about it in my Babylonian Hidden Side. Then you see the X, which represents when you like just flip it 45 degrees, you get an X, which represents extermination or Antichrist, the rebirth of the Antichrist, or the Jews' extermination, or the Christian extermination, however you want to see it. Okay, so of course, Queen Elizabeth II wearing a purple crown while holding the Golden Globe reversed. And what is the Golden Globe? It represents the system of Lucifer, Saturn, see the ring, okay, around the globe. Then it is separated in three because the 5 continents, it's just a European ideal. It's not a physical fact, but instead it's a spiritual fact. Also, this is a globe reversed because the direction north-south were also reversed. If you look at the TO map, the Babylonian map, the early map, also known as the TO map, which I have here, the TO map. So Asia on the top, then Europe, Africa. So this was divided among the sons of Noah. Okay, so now she has it reversed. See, Asia is on the top. So, you know, in the Bible, when you read that Paul went to Asia and traveled Asia, well, it's maybe because Israel was in Asia. Maybe because Asia is Israel, or Israel is in Asia, or America is in Asia. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So the Golden Globe is the golden voice. It represents Lucifer, Lucy the goat, Athena, Columbia, the golden disc. Okay, because I have introduced the doll, okay, and then they just put a system inside of the doll to make them move and synchronize the sound, the movement. And these are the dolls they use for concerts, for music videos, stuff like this, okay? And think of the Wax Museum. So CBS News, Columbia Broadcast System, news, so it's really a system. It tells you how to see. Ça te dit comment voir, just like when the serpent talked to Eve and said, did God really say? And he said, if you eat of that fruit, you will be just as God. But the trick inside was, Eve was already made in the image of God. So Satan tricked Eve into death, okay? And that same Satan wanted to trick Jesus into jumping out of the mountain. So into suicide. Okay, so Universal, also because they do have a lot of collaboration. So you have CBS News. So think of ABC, all the alphabet channels, CBS, CNBS, BBS or BBC. Then NBC, Universal, News Broadcast Columbia, Universal. So Universal Studio and NBC being one. Then it's like the Saturn logo. So this is the new world, the meaning of the new world. So the 88, which I've already explained. The yin yang, you see the 8. So solar eclipse, sun eclipse. But it's all part of the dark world. So whether you deal with the solar, there's the darkness inside. When darkness, there's a so-called pure inside, but it's just a blaspheme. So 6ix9ine. Then think of Beyonce playing the role of the queen, but in reality she's a king. And then it's like she plays the role of black, then she's white, black, role play. And think also of the Pentagon, Hollywood, which I did talk about in Babylonian Hidden Sight. So the Pentagon, exactly right here, the 5 stars. And the Olympic logo, it's 5 rings, but the middle is the dark matter that gets the both together. And think also of the Coco Chanel logo, same thing. So Columbia is actually Moloch, like I said, Lucifer, to which they sacrifice their children to. And Columbia, see here, and this looks like an owl. Think of the owl representing the synagogue of Satan as Molech, eating children. Okay, so this is the tower in the United Kingdom. So time, Saturn time. This is the disc with the sound effect. So the wang. So it's like they are it's like hypnosis into the mass. So they're using sound. So think of the radio system, the radio. Then they added television. So not only sound and television, but now they want to have the full tower. So they want a accessory, like a physical being, and then having a system inside. So then they are now able to dance and having even maybe demons inhabiting these objects, okay, that we take as idols and that we celebrate. go to their concerts to be to have spells casted at us. So of course, Columbia, Beyonce signed to Columbia Records. She is the face of Columbia. The Tool, she now has the white hair, so she always had the blonde hair. See the fashion, so it points down to her middle part. So guess what's between the two legs, okay? So she's on the white horse. And there's also this legend about le cheval blanc, Tijan le cheval blanc. But I think it's literally this representation. And she's wearing, yes, the color of the US, but also the color of Russia, the color of Haiti, you know, and it's written Cowboy Carter. The breast is uncovered, one is uncovered. The pose similar to the Russia state symbol, the two-headed eagle and Saint George slaying the dragon. So Beauty and the Beast, think of that. So 2 heads, 1 crown. The wine, which you see also on Queen Elizabeth. Okay, the globe reversed. So reverse the New World Order, meaning Saturn time of Satan. So, okay. So Cowboy Carter also referred to as Act 2, Cowboy Carter, Beyonce, the 8th studio album. So 8 once again. That was released on March 2024. And 2024 equals 8. Via Parkwood. And a park, think of a park. A park is... well, at least in the Bible, was used for the animals, okay? So this is where you put the animals. But now they've made it modern, and it's like we, us human, are the animals going to the park. Because that's the design behind, you know? Parkwood means... because they do worship animals, in other words, okay? These pagan groups do worship animals. I have to introduce the birth of a nation. So the story takes place in Texas, Virginia. The film tells the story of a civil war in America, South black versus North white, Carolina. Until allowing mixed race marriages, actors are portrayed in black faces in reference to the Jews and the white hood in reference to the Ku Klux Klan. So think of, you know, black hoodie, white hoodie, but it's all the same, you know. The people behind the Ku Klux Klan sometimes are black. And the people behind the black hoodie sometimes are white. So it really has nothing to do with skin color, but instead think of the yin yang playing both sides, okay? And these are the colors for duality, okay? So one person with 2 faces, just like the mask, which I did the video on the masquerade. So also The Birth of a Nation. This was a cover for the film 2016 Birth of a Nation, written by Nate Parker. So the red stripe on the America flag consists of entirely of painted figures of slaves and slave owners parallel to each other, running and wielding weapons. In the film's title, replace the stars on top with the blue corners. See? The Birth of a Nation. So think of the blue like the sea. This is the sea because the stars, the 5 stars of the flag is... fallen angels, sea spirit. Think of Dagon. The Philistines used to worship water spirits. Now, see the red stripes are the slaves. So when you look at the American flag, the meaning is way deeper than you think, okay? So you have to look at the images that they give you as... it's like it's way deeper than just the image in itself, okay? It's a message, a visual message within a message. And if you do understand the language, whether they use colors, the shapes, and that includes writing also, photography, fashion, it's all used to communicate something, okay? So I believe that's what I want to do. I'd like to teach people how to see and you look beyond the images. So see here, the fiery cross. So see the cross here? Think of Switzerland, the Red Cross. So Ku Klux Klan, KKK. Think of Kim, Courtney, and Chloe, the KKK. But it's like they're giving a face, but... ooh, this is so deep. Okay. So of course, Saturn. So this is the Soviet. So... the logo Saturn here. And then the star. Joseph Stalin, also known as the father of nation. Père des nations. And this was in reference to Abraham because we know that Satan is a copycat. And see the W dans le fashion, the stars, but see here, there's the W, but if you reverse it, you can get Mario, like Waluigi Mario, you know. Okay, so the same logo, you see it was used for what is a woman? So the Saturn logo was used, it's literally the Saturn logo in another form. So Saturn means the New World Order, okay, Satan time. So hosted by Matt Walsh across America, who asked people, what is a woman? Question revolve around sex reassignment, surgery, puberty blockers, transgender youth, and transgender athletes in sports team. And I shown the logo, okay, Santeria. So all these athletes, you have to ask a question, like, what is it that you're looking? Because CBS News, I believe, is sponsoring the Olympic, okay, the five spirit, Santeria. So on June 1st, 2023, Elon Musk promoted the film on X, formerly known as Twitter. So see the subliminal on June. This is the 6th month, Pride Month. So he promoted What is a Woman? Okay, so with the logo of Saturn, yellow because they're giving worship to their sun god. Promoted the film on X. So Twitter was changed to X, and X for extermination. X for the Jews' extermination. Oops, X. Thanks of XXX sensation. Oh, I'm going way too far. Whoa. Yeah, X. Extermination. See the same star? X. Also David Bowie, Aleister Crowley, X. Okay? Bon, let's go back. X. So Saturn, this is Saturn in many forms. So I introduced, I believe, this in the previous episode. So this was at the CFDA, so fashion event. And Swarovski was sponsoring this fashion. And Swarovski is known for their diamond, sparkle, bijou. But it's not, I don't believe, it's not real... It's not real diamond or real crystals. So this is Sparkly and Naked Rihanna at CFD Awards in June 2014. So in June. So this represents also the card of the universe, the tarot card, also known as the world. Because it's all a masquerade, I've introduced that American imagery was actually inspired by Aleister Crowley's Satanism. And they use tarot cards and they use celebrities as their the stars that they followed as their signs and wonders. It's like the celebrity are the stars and wonders, but it's just how can I explain that? Okay, so God made the sun, the moon, and the stars as a sign for time, okay, for the seasons, to separate the seasons, the day and the night. So Satan did the same, but instead of using the stars of heaven, he used these fallen stars animated with the spirit of the deep, okay, the dark sea. And they used these so-called stars, child stars, in order to tell upcoming event, and they use symbology and images. So if you're looking at these or hearing all of this with a natural ear, you say, oh, okay, this is that and that. This is like gossiping. But if you really pay attention to what they really mean, it's deeper than that. This is exactly what I teach. Okay, so of course, Rihanna was known for singing, it's like diamond in the sky. So she represents the diamond, totality. So the eclipse. So think of the logos, Audi, Coco Chanel, Balenciaga, the 88, and then the 666. Then the Santeria once again. And this is a map, okay, the first eclipse map of August 12. So 1654. Okay, so let's read this. So Romans 1, 25, 26, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, God gave them up into vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise, also the men living the natural use of the woman, burn in their lusts one toward another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So let's talk about liberty. Liber. So liber is really lawlessness, okay? It's a just deceitful way to lead people into sin, okay? They created their own law that is against the real law. And their own law is lawlessness. So America was designed as a prison system, Colombia inspired by Foucault and the panopticon design. So they do believe that with the cameras, the TV, the phone, the radar, the how do we call that? The little planes? I can't remember. I don't have the name now, but they do believe that they are like God. They are omnipresent, omniscient. Think of the radio, think of the broadcast system, television that is everywhere, posters, TV news, journals, magazines. Yeah, any marketing images on the street. So the new money is human trafficking in reality. Anatomy has been the concern for cloning purposes, body parts through Facebook or mugshot book. Secret prostitution as a way to make money, hosting your body to demons. So whether it's by wearing the brand, whether it's by buying weed, alcohol, in order to get drunk, or even the casino, the lottery, Bitcoin, okay, all of the above, okay. So, sacrifice of children, child pornography, television hypnosis, colors, attraction, logos, fake kids, influencers, fake people, illusions, okay. So, Kanye West's famous exhibition in Los Angeles, August 26, 2016. So, see the celebrity bodies on the table. Then that is interesting. Lordy Pretty Flacco. Okay, Pretty Flacco for men, pretty. That's weird. So, Babushka Boy, which means a female religious person, something like this. A Russian female, something like this, okay? And also, see here in the cover, it's titled The Body Issue, because this body that you look at, so this is once again Liber representing, because this is a woman that has her breast uncovered. So think of the mastectomy, chest masculinization. So they remove the breast and now they can literally walk with no bras. So that's the mentality behind it. Because remember, Satan will trick you. So the prettiest men alive, pretty and men. So this is androgen. So think here, how to design a better body. Think of Rick Owens that I've, brought up. Fashion and the modern physique. Decadent vegan. Okay, yeah, the athletes to watch at the Olympics. So think of the logo of the Olympics. Johnny Last Rodeo. Lol. So here X. Okay, X, like meaning the breast is removed. Breast removal, braless movement. So Pretty Flaco, Lordy posing wearing a white boxer for Savage X Fenty. So Savage X Fenty. Fenty for fentanyl. Savage, think of Grace Jones. I'm a savage. Okay, so this is also during the A$AP Rocky when he was during the Injured Generation. So think of Injured Generation. He didn't say healed generation, but injured. So X. Okay, they're pretending to save children, but instead it's a sacrifice. So he's waving the bra because he's saying he doesn't have to wear bras anymore. Okay, that's a woman that you look, or a thing. I don't know exactly what this is, but also LeBron James for Barbie premiere in London. So I'm not sure if it's like this is real, whatever. This is, anyway, nothing of this is real. So this is in reference to the story of Gangstalicious, Boondocks season 1 that came out, that aired in 2008. So the story was like this guy, so Riley was following one of his favorite artists known as Gangstalicious, and he finally, so he was like very influenced by him. So he started wearing a dress, a skirt, then a crop top and a bag. And next thing you know, he was dressed as a woman. And then his grandpa was like, Riley, what happened to you? And he didn't even realize it was being feminized. It's the influence. And then came to found out Gangstalicious was gay. And what's ironic with this story is that Riley is known to be the one, nigga, you gay. No, you gay. Everything is gay for him. He's like anti-gay, but slowly he became in the image of what he hated, okay? Because he was following someone deceitful. So Playboy, Rihanna Grande with the Playboy horn. So Dangerous Woman. So now the question would be, is that a woman? So see the mask, the ear, the disc, okay? Lucifer, Lucy, the pink too. So think of Hugh Hefner, Playboy magazine founder, in front of the Playboy mansion with 2 playmates. So are these playmates boy, okay? Hugh Hefner posting as Santeria, okay, a vampire. So what are these? Is this man, woman? And the color he's wearing. Okay, Playboy once again with Lil Nas music video. So this is the ear. Playboy is exactly the same shape as the legs. So think the latex. Latex is very often used. Then this is Lil Nas, who became Lil Nas X. Okay, the X on People magazine for Montero announcement 2021. Then this is once again Playboy Bunny, Belle from Powerpuff. And Belle, this is the necklace of Ice Spice, also known as Isis. And the pink, okay. She has the red hair. So Playboy, okay. What is it that you're looking? Then see the moon child, see the moon here in the back. So see the finishing colors. Then Balenciaga, Bébé, okay, because they do sacrifice kids to their androgen god. So the red hair, the bondage, the latex encore, the monster drink. The thing that most influencers have, this bottle that all of the influencers have. This should be like a sign. The bunny. Baby. Okay, the shades too, the shades. Then this is a Balenciaga campaign 2022. So what looks like a man with the very pink gown. Then they're giving glory to their Baphomet god, of course, Baal. So this is once again Lucifer. This is the Statue of Liberty. Okay, the unclean spirit behind the gender war. So neither male nor female. The goat feet. So think even of the shoes. What's the name of that shoes again? Bottega? No, it's not Bottega. Man, I can't remember the shoe, but they do have like the goat feet shoe. Okay, so also this is some random party photo in 2022 uploaded on Lucas Saba website. So see, this is a bodysuit. Okay, a man wearing a bodysuit. Oh my God, this is so tricky, man. If you are lustful with your eyes, ask God for self-control and renounce, because you can be tricked into thinking this is a woman and then this is a man. Then this is Hunter Schafer from TV show of Euphoria. So the title Euphoria in Vanity, at Vanity. So see the breast, so Liber, the breast is very important, okay? Because that's literally what determines or differentiate men from a woman. And breast, think of the baby, feeding a baby. And think of reproduction when it comes to the guest part. So this is body from KKW. Okay, KK, depending on how you want to read it. Anyway, this is a woman's body that they have perverted. So this is literally Kim is a man with a woman's body. So this is like a perfume. So think of the fragrance. So this is Kim's, okay, the sculpt and hold. Okay, Skims No Bra campaign for body tape to sculpt and hold the boobs, 2020. Also, I did a video for Lord, the music with video review, and dick tape, duct tape. So duct tape originally started as a cotton cloth to make shoes stronger. It was used during World War II to protect rubber insulated power cables. Today, duct tape is made of cotton, polyester, nylon, blah, blah. So this is really a play on words. So the duck, the that is tape, just like Rihanna said. Think also of Lord at the Met Gala, because the Met Gala is a trans parade, okay, for people who didn't know. So also the painting of Félix the Cat, 1984-5 by Jean-Michel Basquiat, while posing with Andy Warhol in the back. So see the breast area, okay, and then the pubic part. And in reference to Grace Jones, who was the blueprint, okay, the clown, the clone, the character, the androgen model, okay. So I'm not, for the music video, I'm Not Perfect, featuring Andy Warhol and the art of Kate Haring. So Rihanna did the same for the music video Rude Boy, because she's a boy. So come Rude Boy, boy, can you get it up? So she did the same. So these looks also like eyes, convictness, illusion. So think of since 1690 the New World map, okay? So the New World system, the one world religion, is the sun god. Lucifer worship on Sunday during Saturn time, the globe. So Sol as the solar system inhabited by celestial body, also known as planets, where the sun is considered a star. So this is the solar system. The New World is a European ideal spiritual structure rather than a physical fact. The power of perception can be dangerous when deception is involved. So America, this is the New World. So they said North America, stuff like this, but maybe you can see it as like the Atlantic. This is the deception, okay? This is like, think of the Twin Tower. Yeah, because the world was separated in three. So if you look at the oldest Babylonian map, they had the TO map, okay? And then later came America in the 1960. Okay, so that's literally an invention. Then, of course, it's all about illusion, okay? This is hypnosis. When we look at TV, it's like we're looking at through a screen. It's like a window into the spiritual world, because when everything is shut off, you only see a black screen, like a black mirror. But inside of it, there is so much. You can literally reach someone from very far. You can even like open portals through. This is like a portal, in other words. And your eyes is a portal, and your ears too. So think of that. So black and white duality. And once again, we come back to this tarot card called Change. So the moon, the sun, the black, the twin. Okay, so the black inside the white inside the black. This is literally a blaspheme, because Dieu est saint puis il reste saint. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Okay, so visit my website, jcmilleboutique.com. I do have the Babylon Hidden site that you can purchase. you can purchase to watch. And finally, I also have soul music free at your door if ever you'd like to purchase original songs. Have a nice one.